'Cause you're my favorite girl. You make me sing come on. 'Cause you're my favorite girl. You make me sing come on. 'Cause you're my
I never promised you a ray of light. I
I never promised you sunshine every day.
I gave you everything I had.
The good, the bad.
One thing is clear. I
I
wear it.
wear a halo. I wear a halo when you look at me. Guys, Anayata and I were in a Western music inter-house. We used to rule our house. Get all
Smash
the
it.
juniors in line, make them sing properly. All the cheeky ones used to get screamed at.
Jitterbug.
But you
To the
only did
jitterbug.
inter-house music. You didn't do any, like, did you oversee any of the other inter-houses for the juniors?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You used to see it now.
No, but did you only do music? You must have done some debating also.
Yeah, debating. I will
Hindi
used to
debating, yeah.
Hindi and English.
Because KB and I, so I did the whatever music with you. Then with KB and others, we did the drill, swimming,
I
basketball, all of that.
I used to oversee debating. I was very busy actually, just like doing plays into school and all.
Yeah, and Ayada used to be the star in Mio Boys. She was in a play and she was the star of that play. I mean, literally, she was the star of the play, not just like as a concept, a star, which she was as well.
Dude, that was amazing. I didn't give myself enough credit, man, to be called and actually play the main role. And I was given Gesso. I still remember
What
when
is the story? Tell me, what's the name?
it was basically Gandhari was my character, and the play was called Andha Yog. It is actually a play, like a play written in Hindi by I think some Hindi writer, Girinath, I don't remember the name exactly. And it was written in Hindi and it was an English translation of that play. And that basically talks about the downfall of when the Mahabharata happens, and how does it lead to like the downfall of the Kauravas, the hundred, whatever that, and Gandhari is the mother, right, of them, and how does it lead to, and then how, when the war is going on, that entire narrative is being relayed to Gandhari and her husband, and their commentary about the mistakes that they made, and their
Was there some love angle also in it?
no, it was just war and the devastation of war and humans, and how we lead, how does the whole conversation of dharma, and how do you, like, lead to the downfall
I
of
remember you crying like on stage, like wailing.
yeah,
I just have that image.
because my kids died,
Oh.
all of them, right? They die in that war, right? So what I was trying to tell you was that I was given a, I remember the day when I don't know who told me. I think it was Ma'am Asha, right? Ma'am
The
Asha.
Hindi teacher, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am Asha came to me, I think, and said that you have been, I don't know, it was something. Some teacher came to me and she said that you have been, chosen to audition for the role of Gandhari because they really need a girl character. So I think I and like a couple of people had to audition. Now I don't know who those people were. And I was given this script, like this really long monologue I was given that I had to mug up in one day, actually one evening, because after we were done with classes and all of that prep time and all that. Then I had that much time, and then in the afternoon I had my auditions. And some ghost came over me, or I don't know what, some things that are meant to happen, it just happens, right? I mugged up that whole bloody thing in one night, just so whole thing. And I was so good. Like that is one of the times when I just astonished myself. Like I was just so good. Like those lines just came out of my thing, na, 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 and I was just selected. It was like that.
You won the dramatics prize, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You won the dramatics prize.
Neha
But
Puri.
but I really have to hand it to you, like you, KB, like you guys have a flair for dramatics, which honestly doesn't come as easily. It's not like something you just go up on stage and do it. Like I don't know if you guys realize that.
Yeah.
I remember,
I feel KB is more of a KB is very natural. Like I am not that natural. KB is very natural. My thing is that I can be a very good playwright. I can direct very well. I have a very good touch on story. I have a very good grip on storytelling, and how an emotion should be at this time. I can understand all of that, not necessarily act as well, but KB is a brilliant actor. Like she's genuinely really good.
and it's really tough, like acting. I remember, so this was before you had come into the seventh grade.
Yeah.
You came in the eighth grade. So in seventh grade, they wanted us all to try for inter-house acting competition, English play. I don't even think you know this story.
No.
And of course, I also auditioned like a new girl. You audition for everything, right? I auditioned, and they were just like, listen, we have to be very clear with you. You are not a good actor, but I think you can make a great narrator. So we're going to make you the narrator for this play.
Yeah.
And in grade 7, I was doing public speaking. I was doing like, narratorship of something, of a play. And I'm like, that skill is something that comes naturally to me. And I remember that was when I still had an American accent when I went to Mayo. So this was the story was around the Pakistan-India border. So I had to say Kashmir. So they would make me sit down. My house seniors, they'd be like, "Bro, it's not Kashmir, it's Kashmir. Like, please pronounce it correctly." And I remember it was such a great experience because like, okay, wait, I can't act, but there is something I can do. Like, imagine at like 11 knowing that you can do something
Yeah.
is, I think, like an
You
insane
never
skill.
told me this. You never told me.
Yeah, so it was before you joined, and then of course I tried my hand. So then there was this other play that there was a Hindi play, inter-class play, class 8 or something, and I tried again. Auditioning, and they're like, "Bro, you can't. Like, you're just not able to." So I had one line. I had to say, "Pagla gayi hai ladki." I had to walk in and say that. Walk off.
What kind of incidences have you had that I have no idea about?
And it's
Please,
great.
I really want you to repeat your audition at Hindustani music. Please, please. You must narrate that story again since you're such a wonderful narrator.
So, guys, imagine me, Jesselina Rana, who's super into like Hollywood and pop, and of course knows all of the like new updated Bollywood also, like all the catchy songs and all.
Whatever catchy, whatever is popular, she knows.
Yeah, so obviously that movies I used to watch and also all of that I knew. So now I have gone to school in class 7. I'm like 11 years old, and we have to pick our, we've already picked our like Western music instruments. I think I've taken guitar the first year, and then next year I change into singing, which also I'm not good at, all of that. Then we also have to pick a Hindi version of like dance and music. So you could either take like a Hindustani instrument or you can take Hindustani music. So you know what? I'm going to take Hindustani music. And I take Hindustani music, and this, when I say Hindustani music, it's like there's a teacher who's sitting cross-legged, there's a harmonium.
The
You sit down,
harmonium.
yeah, you sit down on the ground, cross-legged, and you really sing like very good Hindustani songs, and you learn a lot. So, and by the way, we were like, me and Anayata did Hindustani like singing till like 12th grade. By the way, we've gone for competitions and
Let's
all.
go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Are
Are
hey,
hey, duri jera danya
Kanya
na
Raja.
na 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 something something na 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 na
Are
na
hero.
maro hello suno ji rama pi ji.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the type of song, and like Akla Cholo Re and all of this basically. And this is, imagine me, I've gone for the first time. So for me, I thought Hindustani meant Hindi. Like, I didn't know it was a classical thing. I thought it was just like Hindi songs. Like, we would just sing Hindi songs. Like how in the Western music. No, but in the Western music,
Yeah, you
weren't we
sing
singing
popular
English songs?
songs. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll also go to the Hindustani music and sing Hindi songs. So the teacher was like, okay, listen, sing a Hindustani song for us because we need to determine your level of like,
Yeah.
like what is your level when it comes to singing Hindustani.
Yeah.
So I go, I'm sitting, all of my classmates, like the new girls are there, and I start. I'm like, Kajurare, tere kale, kale naina, teri naina. And catch this, I say, teri judwa behna naina. I don't know. And then the teacher was shocked.
I can't imagine how the room was, man. And there used to be a tabla sir also. Was he there?
So yeah, he was also there. Tabla and harmonium, and I'm thinking, Kajurare. Oh my god, it was
I just want to tell everyone that Jessa was one person. She was so fun. Actually, she was really fun. I don't think I've told you this, but Jessa, I'm just telling you, you were really fun to be friends with. Like, I immediately felt cooler. I felt like life was like not supposed to be taken so seriously. Also, because I need to tell you a little bit about myself. I came into Mayo with so much pressure because the preparation of, cracking Mayo was literally like giving an IIT exam for me. Like, I had to do it. And I studied for like, first year I studied essay, like whatever. I could not make it. I had a nervous breakdown in my math exam. I gave a blank paper. I came back. So I couldn't get admitted the year Jesso and everyone got into Mayo. And then the second year, the pressure was so high because it was my last chance to like actually get into the school that I studied like a crazy person.
so what
Books.
you'd go to school and then you'd come back and study.
Yeah, and then there was a time in the middle where I skipped school. Like I stopped going to school. Like
Shit.
I don't know how I gave my paper. Like seventh standard is a blur to me. Like and it was such a foundational year, right? Like seventh for
Were
chemistry.
you in CBSE or ICSE before?
I was CBSC. But I don't remember anything about seventh standard. I just like sort of flew through it. Like skipped most of my classes and all that. My mom like, sort of like made an understanding that she will finish like some work, but she's preparing. So they also understood, whatever. So I came so like, pressurized, and I was in this routine of studying so much for this school that had become my way of being, right? Like I had just like study, 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 study. So eighth, ninth, I was homesick also. I was adjusting and all. Like my life was very like dull. Like I would like not get into anything fun and all. And then came Jesso. Like, like she was always there, but we became closer. And Jesso, you added so much character to my life. Like honestly, like I think my sense of humor came out. Uh, my mischief came out. And one quality about Jesselina was that with all her, like she was such a lively person. Like she would just come and she would add so much fun in any room, and she still does that. But she was also like good at everything. Like she just wanted to do everything. So whether it was sports, whether it was dancing, whether it was singing, whether it was debating, like any activity you picked up in school. Like for example, me, I couldn't dance to save my life. I couldn't play sports. I couldn't do art. But Jesselina was sent for every and anything, and she was just such a community builder. And I genuinely thrived on that skill of yours, Jess. So because I don't think I have that skill to
I
like.
don't know. If you were so fond of me, why did you steal my phone from my cupboard in 10th
You were a
grade?
fucking bitch.
Why did you steal my phone? How
Because
dare
at that
you
time,
go to my cupboard?
because
How
at that,
dare?
me and Aishani used to always feel sidelined by you guys, and we were like, we are going to like, whatever, like take pangas with them. How can they always bully us? So then we did this. It's a
Guys, I
masti.
was the first person in 10th grade. I had a boyfriend. first few people to have a boyfriend. So I was like, my boyfriend's in Mayo Boys. I need to get a phone. I need to speak to him very often. Speaking, matlab, we hardly spoke. He was very shy on the phone. So, like, hello, how are you? That's it.
No, 1 second. How did you speak to your boyfriend? Please tell.
Hi. He'll be like, hi. Then there would be like 10 minutes of silence. Then I'll
What?
be like, so, how are you doing? Like, he was very shy. And then I
1
was like,
second.
oh,
You will say hi,
mhm,
and he would say hi,
yeah,
and then there will be silence.
yeah. And she'd
So
be
all
so
this while you pretended sitting in the cupboard that you were having some long
No,
love
that
chat.
is 11, 12, things became better. But when we initially started talking, he was very shy. And of course, it would cost money. So he would always put, every week, he would put 100 rupees on the phone to speak. Basically, not speak on the phone like that.
Then you would be silent. Then how would
Then nothing. Then slowly it got better. But anyway, I had a phone, my very cute, hot pink flip phone that I
Yeah,
had, like some
my
phone.
God.
And the whole dorm used to use it. It was like contraband. One day I come, it's not there in my cupboard, and I'm losing it. I'm like, where the hell is my phone? And then Aishani Fukan and Anayata Mehra have taken it for funsies. They didn't have anyone to call. For funsies, they've taken it.
Bro, I had people to call. I would have called my mom.
Just shut up, yeah.
Oh my God. And you remember, Jesso? So in our school, right? So like basically, uh, Saturday, Sunday used to be off, right? So from Friday evening onwards, like so basically it was like the whole day school. Then you would have like lunch, and then lunch ke baad you would get like 1 or 2 hours to rest, and then uske baad people would go like play, or if there would be like some art class or whatever. If you had certain classes planned, then you would do that. Then you would come back. There would be tea time. Then you would go change up, and then you would go for prep time where then you finish your homework, or if you have some test and all coming, you prepare for that. Then you would head for dinner, and then day over basically. Then you sleep. But on Fridays, once we came back, there was a room where there was a television, and then that would like sort of open up for us on Fridays only. No, Fridays it would
Yeah,
be.
Friday night it would open up.
Yeah, Friday night it would open up. So just imagine there were like these plastic chairs. So it's a big room. Like imagine like what to say, like a room basically with no
A
furniture,
room with nothing. It's just an
just a
empty room
TV,
with a TV on the.
just a cabinet TV, and just an empty room. And then we would like put like plastic chairs and tables, and everyone would sit. Like I think from eighth onwards you could sit, na, or something.
I think the seventh and all grade used to do it like they used to watch TV
They used to
upper.
watch it upstairs.
But
Yeah, yeah,
in our time we used to watch it downstairs. Like when I was in seventh, when we were seventh, eighth, we used to watch it downstairs because
yeah.
they didn't
Okay.
have the TV
So
upstairs
when
yet.
I joined, we used to watch it downstairs, and then like you were allowed to watch like a movie, or you were allowed to watch like a show. My God, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like another lifetime, that feeling
No,
suddenly.
it does. It does because I'll tell you what used to happen. Some people used to get like the DVDs. We used to have DVD collections. I remember one batch when they were graduating, they gave us a DVD collection of different things. So we had so many things to watch.
Yeah,
And so then how it would happen in the room is all the seniors used to sit in the front. The popular ones used to have the remote and sit in the middle. The
yeah.
non-popular seniors used to sit
I
side
still remember Pritika Mathur sitting. She used to always be the one with the remote.
That was when we were in 11th, when she was
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
12th.
But I just
Yeah.
remember this sight of Pritika Mathur and
Yeah.
Mata Mirani, all these Damni Bhargav, all of them would like always have
Yeah.
the remote.
And
Yeah.
we would, and you know where I remember watching One Tree Hill in 7th grade, and you know where I used to sit and watch it? So there used to be walls with like shelves, and they used to be like
Yeah.
larger shelves. I used to sit on the shelf and watch.
Yeah, so many people used to sit on this. So, One Tree Hill you watched in school.
Yeah, in 7th grade.
Acha, so then you guys used to watch like the whole like series.
Yeah, yeah. And then we used to have a week to discuss everything, think about, okay, what's going to happen next, and then watch it.
Wow. Let's talk about One Tree. I watched One Tree Hill with Sakshi. I think Sakshi told me it used to come on TV, if I'm not wrong. So we used to watch
It
it
used
on
to come on TV,
TV.
yeah. Yeah.
Watch it on TV. So I watched it before I joined school, or maybe after I joined school, but I watched it like over the breaks or whatever. I was obsessed with One
I
Tree Hill.
just rewatched the entire thing. Like the last season was very boring because like Lucas and all have left. But
Yeah.
I literally just rewatched everything. And bro, like it brought back so many memories. And it's also like when you are in like, so I remember one of the things that used to really draw me to One Tree Hill, there used to be so much drama with basketball, right? Like Luke and
Yeah.
Nathan. And I used to like, and we were also still like not in high school, we were like 7th, 8th grade, which is like middle school, but we're still going towards high school. And there's still drama with the high school, like 11, 12 ka seniors with basketball. We used to
Yeah.
sometimes play with the boys and, like go for tournaments. And it used to, it used to be very exciting that you're also in some ways living this life. So I think that's what used to be like, ooh, let's watch it. Then of course, like the drama and the dynamics for the girlfriend boyfriend dynamics, and we would hear things about our seniors. And none of us had boyfriends in 7th and 8th grade. We were just like listening to our seniors and their drama, and so it was very like it came at a time where we were like we're living this, and in some parts we can relate to it.
So it was One Tree Hill, I remember. Then there was
Mm.
OC, I
Yeah.
remember. Then of course there was Friends, and then there was what else? What else did we
So when I used to go home, I used to watch 90210 also, very short.
90210. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I love 90210.
Yeah.
And 90210, and I live in 90203 now.
Nice. And even OC is like very close to you.
OC, basically, OC, where OC was shot, like all their breakfast scenes and all of that, is literally shot in Redondo Beach and Redondo Pier, and they have a restaurant called Redondo Restaurant. And Sile and I, when we lived in Torrance, like before we moved here, we used to go every Sunday, and we would have breakfast every day in that restaurant.
For me, like Friends, like so my parents used to watch Friends growing up. Like, it started
Oh,
in 94, 95. So we used to have like we used to get those cassettes and my parents used to watch it. So they would let me watch it here and there. So I was always very like fascinated by it. Then again I rewatched it growing up till like 12th grade. Then again I rewatched it in college. Then again I rewatched it, when I'm living in New York. And it's like I feel so deeply that I saw a vision of what Friends and their lifestyle was like at 26, and at 26 I moved to New York and like try to create a life for me like that. So it feels almost like very serendipitous, this entire like watching shows, American shows, and having the
Gossip Girl
opportunity.
also. Gossip
Gossip
Girl.
Girl, yeah. But Gossip Girl I watched much later because I remember you telling me, I was like, should I start Gossip Girl? And you're like, one of my friends watched Gossip Girl and she's become very bitchy, Jess. So like, I don't think you should watch it. So I never watched it until after I finished undergrad, by the way.
I wonder who that friend was. I
But
wonder. You know who the friend is?
yeah. And then so these no, obviously these shows like carried us, and in school like what was there to do, man? There was nothing to do.
I feel you know this about me, right? Like I see a lot of like influence of like these shows and all in you. I've seen
Yeah.
so many of my friends, like, good or bad, but getting heavily influenced, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
someone wants to be like Serena, or someone wants to be like Rachel, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Somehow, I have just never gotten influenced by the characters. I have gotten very involved and attached to their stories, and I want to watch it and I want to consume it. But it's not like I never aspired to be in that life. I don't know
But
why.
but like I think you've been inspired heavily by Bollywood characters.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
100%.
like
Yeah.
how you view like the whole wedding, how you view like Karwa Chauth. Like we've talked about this in our previous episodes also. Like
Yo, you and your obsession with my Karwa Chauth.
I'm not obsessed. I accept you for your religious practices. I don't have to like agree by them, but of course I believe in your right to practice however you want.
Okay.
Uh, but I'm just saying you have been
No,
influenced more
I
by
was I
Kajol.
was influenced by this certain idea of how a heroine was, how a
Uh,
heroine was depicted in like Indian movies, like how Preeti Zinta was, and how it should be that a guy should be like, the one who should be like sort of, but somehow I just could never relate to like these Western series. Like I couldn't put myself as a character.
like I think
I
one
would
thing
always
that
feel
could
I'm watching someone else's life.
What about things like Salam Namaste? Could you relate to that? I loved it when I watched it for the first time.
Yeah, anything that had to do with people of my race and
Yeah,
my culture, and it's
yeah,
situated in that, I could
yeah,
relate to it 100%. But the
yeah.
moment it detached itself from that, like I couldn't relate to it.
I'll
Like
tell
I,
you what, when I came from school in Nepal, no, Nepal, the school that I was in and the friend circle that I was in, very heavily influenced, like three, four of us, very heavily influenced by American pop culture. Like,
yeah,
you remember I used to come to school, I used to have like a folder of all the CDs, like
yeah,
every new CD, like,
yeah.
you know, Nelly Furtado, Pussycat Dolls. And then I
And
would
I
also,
asked you, remember, I asked you,
what did you ask me? Oh, yeah.
how do you know that the song has come out or something like
Yeah.
that? I asked
A
you.
very valid question. They didn't have Billboard Hot 100 website. We could have
Yeah,
developed that.
yeah,
Technically, we had that idea in 2008.
yeah. Yeah, I was like, I don't
And
know how
then,
she figures out that this song is like trending or like this song is something that is popular.
then I used to come with all those magazines. Remember those teen magazines?
We growing up were very well versed with like sex and
Hmm.
bodies, right? Like I knew everything. Like in 8th standard, I knew everything about like
Do you think it was because it was an all girls school? Like people were just comfortable
no,
speaking
there were
about.
some girls. There were some girls. One of my like most of my closest friends who would have no idea. Like they would have no idea, and I would know everything. And a lot of it had to do with reading those magazines, Cosmopolitan. Oh my God, however
But I
problematic.
think there's one step behind also. There's one thing common between you and me. Our mothers used to read Mills and Boom.
Dude,
My mother's obsessed.
my mom has read all kinds of smutty novels,
I
all of them. She would she used to read all of these romantic novels, all of these like
so I
what
think
is it?
that
Daniel
progressive.
Steele, Daniel Steele.
Imagine in law school there was this one girl who was reading Mills and Boon. She had just figured out this genre of erotica or whatever you like to call it, and there was another girl who was like, "This is very disgusting and offensive. How are you reading it in like this metro? It's so disgusting. Like it's how can you read things like this?" And I'm like, bro, like I don't even know what you're on. If you start reading 50 Shades of Grey, you're gonna faint, literally.
Dude, when 50 Shades of Grey came, it was explosive, yaar.
I it came when we were in class 11, na.
God, we all had a copy.
And there used to
We,
be copies in the bathroom also, by the
and
way.
there used to
Just
always be a copy.
on top of the shit pot.
Yes, I was just thinking about
It's a communal book.
so many of us, Kriti Batra, Kalyani, all of these people, we
Yeah,
all had like
we
one
read it.
copy. Like whoever read, I felt whoever
Yeah.
used to read had 50 Shades of Grey ka copy.
Remember the Twilight craze? My God, in eighth grade when Twilight, you didn't read Twilight?
I didn't get on board. I've read it. I've read Twilight, but I never got like, I never was so crazy about it. Plus, I read Twilight much after the craze was gone.
What is this thing of yours? Like you do everything after the trend and
I
craze.
have
Guys, by the way,
no idea,
Anahita's
and
watching
I'm
Game of
not
Thrones
do
right now.
sorry.
You're watching Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah, I'm watching Game of Thrones. And I'm enjoying it. I love it. I am obsessed with it. I really like it. I'm watching it like it's right now on my screen right now. I don't know. I need to. Can you psychoanalyze this for me? Like, can you
Yeah.
do this? Like, and I'm just telling you. Like, I know the easiest conclusion will be like, oh, you want to be like, you want to be offbeat. You don't want to like follow the herd. I swear it's not that. There's so many things that I do that like I genuinely don't follow the herd. Like that is not something
Hmm.
I can do. Like it's not that I
Hmm.
feel that people who do that are like lesser than me, but it's just something that is not in my personality to follow the
Hmm.
herd. But so it's not that I like look at it like, oh my God, everyone is doing it, I won't do it. It's not that active decision, but somehow I just never hop on to what is like trending.
I think it's less about the trending bit, more about the fact that your consumption habits are very different. you don't binge watch shows. So when it's trending, no, people expect you to watch it the minute it comes out. There's so much information around it. There's like you get your like the plot twist can be released, this and that, and you have to watch it before all of it comes out. So I am a binge watcher. I can watch shows like super fast, right? But I think for you, you like to take your time, like aram say, like understand, analyze, understand the
Yeah,
characters.
I do that. I do that.
So
I
you don't want any pressure of how fast you should watch something, basically.
when I am watching something, I'll tell you my process of watching. I think it's very interesting. Like people find it very annoying, but I genuinely like my process of watching. Okay. So let's say I'll start watching something. Okay. I will want to, and I am someone like, okay, when these kind of things come out and all, I understand like there is so much like discussions happening and reveals and all that. So you want to finish before that is happening, right? I am
Mm-hmm.
the opposite. I want as much literature and analysis available for me so that when I'm watching something and I want to cross reference about, what did people say about this that I'm observing? Like, like I'd be like Game of Thrones, I'd be like, was Jon Snow upset that he went to he went to guard the northern walls? Like I'll ask like these kind of philosophical questions, or did he feel that it is his duty, did he love his father? Like I would want to know all of this that is not discussed, and I want to like go deep into character development, understand the psychology, and then go on to watch it.
You should
I
not
get
understand too much because you still have a lot to understand of Game of Thrones. So don't
Yeah, yeah,
rack
yeah.
yourself
Of
towards
course,
it.
of course,
Yeah.
of course, of course. But what I'm trying to tell you, I'm just giving you Game of Thrones
No,
example.
no,
But
I
like,
get it. I get it. I get it. And I know that's why you have the inclination to watch deeper shows also. Like to me, like I watch deeper shows, but not with this idea to enjoy. I just watch to enjoy. Like if I want to understand something, I take my time out to be like, okay, this is something that needs my head. If it's a docu series or if it's like there's a lot of psychoanalysis and all, I will take out time. But like shows like, for example, Bridgerton. I don't know why you didn't watch it.
हाँ पता नहीं, पर देख लिया, अब देख लिया मैंने. I've not watched the last season. जो अभी निकला है, I've
That's
not
a
watched.
great season.
Yeah, I have to watch it. It's on my thing. I don't know why I'm just late to things. Everything, every bloody thing I'm late to. But my Hindi shows, like
Hmm.
let's say Delhi Crime, then
Hmm.
Patal Lok, then Mirzapur,
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
all these Hindi cult
Hmm.
shows, right? Like that,
Hmm.
like people have been obsessed. That I lap up. That I will watch it in real time before anyone has watched. I've finished it.
But this time you made a great recommendation. Like off campus, I had not watched, and you were so guys. Anayata texted me and was like,
I
"Bro,
want
like
to
why?"
give one heads up before we go into off campus, okay?
Yeah,
I am not a big fan of the show.
you are insane.
I'm not a big fan of the show. I can watch it. I watched it, but it was thoda sa borderline irritating for me. But okay, let's go on.
You're insane,
But
man. You have
when I was watching it, guys, like I started watching the first episode of this, and I was like, this has Jesselina all over. Like it has Jesselina written. Like if you want to understand Jesselina in current times, and you want to understand what like her, fetishes,
nonsense.
what kind of tension she likes, like what kind of like what are her like, because the one thing about off campus that I really enjoyed was that kuch faltu ka women rivalry nahi thi.
That's also yeah.
So you are like that kind of a person. You are not someone who like really thrives on an ecosystem of rivalry. I don't think you've had more allies than rivals in your sex. You're a girl's girl. And off campus has shown what it can be to be a girl's girl, and like thrive with romance and tension and have all that spice. So that I really enjoyed. But I have watched this show and I'm just like, this is like Hannah could be like like you could have been like with all your personality traits and all, like you could have, your role could have been Hannah. Like you're not
No,
like Hannah.
she's a little too nerdy. Yeah.
You're not like Hannah, but what I'm saying that you would fit right in. Like your
Yeah,
Jesselina
what
as
she's
a
trying to do.
character
Yeah.
would fit into this, like
But I'll tell
whatever
you
is
what,
going.
both off campus and I know you've not even watched Heated Rivalry.
Yeah.
Both off campus and Heated Rivalry praised for my thing is that it's gone beyond what we've seen because one, they've not shown women as, backstabbing, like wanting attention,
That
male
is such a
validation,
good trend. Oh my
right?
God.
Not and both of these have been written by women. So the men have been written by women and the women have been written by women. It's not catering to a male gaze. And both of it has been really refreshing to see, not just in terms of the women, but even for the men, for young men to watch these shows and be like, and we've talked about this, like, where do men see like healthy masculinity? And I think that's something that they did really well on this show, as cheesy as it was, or as, like, maybe you found it like thoda sa too cheesy and corny and all, but they've talked about consent, they've talked about sexual, like, they've talked about rape, and they've talked about how do we ease into these conversations.
I think the idea with off campus was to be a very healthy viewing experience for, how we discussed, like, the kind of media that is coming up right now in our Manosphere episode. I feel this is like a kind of like, a response to that. Because I
Yeah,
remember we were like, there is a vacuum, right? Like what should a young boy or what should a young girl actually consume? We had so much
yeah,
to consume to understand the dynamics. We've talked about it in like
yeah,
various episodes. I feel off campus plays a very pivotal and a great role. Like if I was 17, 18, and this is the show that I watched, it would
yeah,
help me understand so many things. Even the fact that Hannah talks very sensitively about, no spoilers here. Should I give? Actually, this was not even a spoiler, like, her rape situation, but does not, there is in no way that the fact that she's like, she has gone through something like this victimizes her. The
yeah,
story at no point does that. So imagine, like, I'm just thinking, like, I have a younger brother-in-law who's like, 19 or 20, and he watches something like this. That, yeah, this really good-looking, attractive girl was actually, raped at some point. But how does it make me feel about it? I'm not feeling sympathy for her. I have a lot of anger for that guy, but I understand what happened, and you can cope up and have a really normal
the
life.
other the other thing that people were talking about online that I was tracking is that, when he's like calling her, like, she has a panic attack because she sees that guy, and Garrett is playing his game and he's calling her and he can't get through her. People were like, how fucked up is our idea of relationships, that we thought when Hannah would come, Garrett would be super angry and would like go off on her for not like picking up her phone calls, for not, people were
Yeah,
like,
there is a shot where, what does he say when she's not picking up the call? He says
he
something.
said something very like, can you please let me know when you're not available or where you are? I got really worried. It wasn't like, where are you? How dare you not pick up my call? What, you think my game is not as important as whatever you had? Now you can't even tell me what you had. So there's no gaslighting. There is emotions. It's not that you can't show emotions. There is nervousness. He's dealing with his anger on the field. There are things with his dad. There are things, there's subtext to how he's feeling, and those are still there.
It's just
But
that
he
he's
doesn't.
just not fundamentally problematic. The whole idea that you can be complex, you can be
Yeah.
flawed, you can have gaps, and you can make mistakes, but that does not have to constantly stem, or that does not mean that you have to be a problematic guy.
Yeah.
You can still
Yeah.
be a bad boy, but you can be a bad boy without being problematic, which
Yeah.
I feel is such nuanced
Like,
genius in writing.
bad boy is not committing crimes against women. Like, that's not fucking bad boy. The
Yeah.
bad boy is like,
Bad
you
boy
grow
can
up.
be bad boy can be someone who's like, who's who who has trust issues because he's grown up like with like, a really problematic environment, or he never got love of his parents, so now he does not trust, or a girl really broke his heart when he was 13, so he never, like, those kind of plots, right? And then, like, the reformed Drake narrative.
Yeah. I love a reformed Drake. That's my vibe.
Yeah, I
Not
like
that but I don't want to reform. Like, that is like, I don't have the time and bandwidth. Like,
but you
reform
should.
yourself and then come to me. No, we're just talking about to reform you.
That's
But no,
great,
so that
Jessica.
was one thing. I hope in this next season, one of the things that I feel like got missed and I think was an important conversation was that, when she's like, you scare me, and he took a step back before they broke up, because he
Yeah.
was trying to feel like he thought he scares her like the way his father scared
Father scared his,
scared
yeah. Yeah.
his mom or his stepmom, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like there has to be another conversation, or I hope they dive into that conversation of what that meant, because it was said in a very different way and it was interpreted in a very different way, but there is a lot of like
I
feeling
wonder
behind it.
how will they continue Hannah and Garrett's track, because from what I am hearing is that it's going to be Ali and Dean in the next
Hmm.
season. I'm
Yeah.
also really liking
Couple.
this no, I'm couple I love. I love Ali. I'm such an
She's
Ali
very
fan.
beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Oh man.
Yeah, very attractive, my God.
She's so beautiful. My God,
Yeah.
she's so attractive. When she wears that JLo dress, my
Oh, I was
God.
thinking the red lingerie. This was very nice.
Yeah, even that is very nice. But I
Someone's made a video of all the lingerie and bras, like very expensive bras.
yeah. Hannah's bras also uh,
Yeah.
really expensive. But yeah, what my point is that if Ali and Dean are going to be a plot, then what will happen to Hannah and Garrett? Like, will they be like the background plot running? Because or will they follow the Bridgerton map that, the other two just like sort of like just, disappear into oblivion and then the other couple like everything becomes about them. I
I
don't know.
don't think so because they've placed a lot of importance in just Hallie and Hannah and Ali's relationship also, right?
Yeah.
So there will be like they'll be talking, I'm sure like
But
Garrett
this
and
is an
Dean.
interesting concept. I feel they should bring it in like Hindi, in Indian whatever serials also. That they show you like a group and they show you like multiple dynamics in that group, like boy, girl, whatever it is. Like this whole Bridgerton map, and then every season, like you throw light on like one couple because
Mm.
so many times you're watching like a show and you
Yeah,
just यार I wish उसको भी उतना मिला.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to know about their love
Their
story also,
story. Yeah, yeah. And it's a good franchising, like good way to like expand. Like for example, imagine for Grey's Anatomy,
Exactly.
instead of doing this nonsense of one person and then everything revolving around, let's say the first season was about what's her name, Derek and Meredith, and the second season was primarily about like Christina and her guy, but then in the background the subtext is how their relationship constantly evolved. I mean, they try to do that in some ways, but
In
like
some
less
way.
so obviously.
How they
Yeah.
would do it is like that. There was this Friends way of storytelling also. Like Friends, what they did was that in every episode they would try to give one or two characters the central theme, right? And then
Yeah,
everyone is
yeah,
responding to that.
yeah,
So sometimes it would be just like, Rachel's problem, and then other time it will just be Ross ka something. So like,
yeah,
then they divide it. Very
yeah.
interesting. Very interesting. I wish I explored script writing more. Like, I really, I really enjoy building characters.
I mean, why not? A friend of mine's friend, he's written a script and they've done like a shooting here, like out of blue. He's a
Oh,
doctor. He's just written a script and like he's just invited his friends to like be part of that shooting. I'm also in it, by the way. I'm the
yeah.
small little
When is it releasing?
acting. I don't know, but I'm just saying you can do it. Why not? Write a script. You're in LA, bro. Write a script, pitch it.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you mean? Do it.
Okay.
There's this TikTok every time I think of like what should I do? Am I limiting myself? It's like imagine yourself when you're 80 years old. Like when I'm sitting at home doing nothing one day. It's like imagine yourself at 80 years old and that 80-year-old woman would give anything up to have the energy you have right now, to have the freedom you have right now, to have the ability to just walk out and do anything you want right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I can be your narrator.
But yeah, this is a nice conversation on just everything. I feel sometimes we
And I
should.
no, and just one more thing, please watch Heated Rivalry. Like honestly, Anayata, I know you'll get on the trend like 20 years later, and you'll be like, shit, yeah, just so I should have watched it. Just watch it,
The
no?
problem is, first of all, I want to give a caveat. I'm really not homophobic. I'm not, okay? But it's just what you like to watch, right? I just don't like homo plots. Like I don't like boy, girl, girl. Like I don't like
Why? What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of anything. Yuck. If the Jesso thinks I have some latent lesbian in me, I don't. Okay. It's not that. I'm not afraid of anything. It's just your interest, like how you
But
have this.
Anayata, we have never been exposed to two gay men in a very healthy way. The last time I remember was like Sex Education, and that too, they were not the primary plot.
Who was gay in Sex Education?
The black friend, his friend.
The black friend and that.
Yeah, yeah.
I am just saying that my way of watching something is that I should be able to relate to something.
There, just watch it, please.
Okay, fine.
Then we can talk about it. It's done really well, and the actors are really good, and the storyline is good. There's a lot of yearning and passion, and there's also like what we said. There's also in the middle. There's also a second storyline that they explore. So it's good.
Okay. There's also this show that people are really talking about. It's no Voice Notes to Isabella.
I just started it before our. It's very sweet, but it's sad. You know
Yeah,
what the
that's
thing is? The
yeah. It's
plot
like
is
the sister.
sister is ill, so she keeps like like she's been ill since they've been a kid.
I want to watch it. I've been in a very melancholic mood since the past 2 3 days. Probably gonna just watch it. Before we end, what is your favorite show?
Of all time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a very tough question.
Okay,
Okay,
three.
well, three. Okay, Friends,
Yeah, same.
Grey's Anatomy,
Hmm.
because I've been following it since I've been in class 9.
Yeah, I recognize you with Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, Friends. Give me some time. Give me your top three.
Mine, I feel, is Friends, 100%. And by saying that it's my favorite, I love like a show that I can pick up anytime and watch it, and like from anywhere I can watch it.
Yeah.
Friends, Office. I love Office, and third would be
Let's
Mirzapur.
give third like an upcoming.
Upcoming in the sense.
I started watching Couples Therapy. I really like it.
I want to watch that one, yeah, with Jennifer Lopez, that office drama, whatever, Office Love.
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Office drama?
Yeah, it's some Netflix में something. Wait, I'll tell you. J-Lo's show.
Let me think, what would be another top three of mine? Like, of course, I have like medium love for like, Big Bang, like all of these like random ones. How I
Yeah,
Met Your Mother, I never got on that bandwagon.
I like How I Met Your Mother. I like Modern Family a lot.
Modern Family, yeah. Modern Family is up there, definitely up there. I'm gonna keep my third one open because I'm like always like I love Bridgerton also because we used to read so much of Bridgerton, like
Yeah,
the
both
Julia Quinn
and me,
novels.
Julia Quinn. Yeah. Mm, yeah.
I'm
But
gonna keep my third
I
one. Yeah.
like shows that like really like have this really intelligent humor. Like I truly feel Modern Family is just really intelligent as a show. Like it's really like it's the humor is really like good.
I don't know if this is a hot take. Maybe we can end with this. My other hot take in life is that I truly believe some of the most intelligent people are great stand up comedians. In order to be funny, you need to be intelligent.
Yeah, this is not your hot take. It is mostly everybody's hot take
Well, no
that
one has said it. I said it.
that humor is a sign of intelligence.
Like
100.
wit and humor. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I always judge a person by their level. Like there are a few people in my life who just don't have a sense of humor. They just don't have
Like
a sense of
I think it's less like, oh, you have to be funny and say a joke. It's more about banter. And I think even in like when you're dating and all, na, you look for that banter.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
can a person intelligently respond to it. It doesn't have to be intellectual, just that banter.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And to be able to like be quick on your feet and be able to like respond, like
Yeah.
I'm glad you and I have a great sense of humor. At least we make each other laugh.
Yeah, guys, we
I've
find
had
each other
I have
funny.
had some of my funniest moments with you. Some of my funniest, like when I have genuinely like lolled, has been with like you.
What
with
would be
you.
the top
All
one?
those moments, some of the moments now, if I think about it, like I will not even find it funny now, like because it was like what happened then and how we responded to it that led to like the whole joke, you know? I've had very funny moments with my brother also. My brother, and my mom, I feel we really bond on our collective way. And we don't have to be funny to the rest of the world. Like, just us three when we are sitting in a room, we can really make each other laugh. So
Or
I,
your mom, yeah, you guys really make fun of her and her digital
yeah,
intellect. Poor thing. I had to teach her how to upload better stories. I'm like, Auntie, why haven't your kids taught you this till now? We're
we
just
teach
sitting
her.
and
She
laughing.
tries to act bichara. But anyway, what is life without humor, right? And I want to end on that. And we're ending this now. This is supposed to be a 30-minute episode. I feel, I realized this when I was going through a very dark time in my life in first or second year of college. And I had watched Friends growing up, how you watch it here and there, but I hadn't watched it, like season by season by season, like binge watched Friends, right? And I started watching it, and it wasn't so much. Friends helped me change my perspective. I was going through such a dark time where I thought, like, this is just, I'm drained in every way, nothing is making sense. And Friends, every day they would have a problem, that if you compare that problem in your real life, like, just leaving your parents who are so rich and coming and staying with your friend, like what happened
Family.
to you, like this would be such an earth-shattering moment for you, right? Like it will be so depressing. But the light in which they showed it, like with humor and companionship and banter and all of that, like it just gave me a hope. It gave me a lot of hope that this will pass, like like smile through it, like. And honestly, it sounds really cliched, but Friends really helped me get through some of my darkest times.
I also write before taking my bar exam.
Yeah,
I should only take breaks during like meal breaks, and during my meals, I just had to have Friends on in the background. Like it would just calm me down. Like
calm you
that's it.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, nice episode. Felt good.
Cute episode. And guys, leave your comments down below about what you think about Off Campus. I am a star and a fan. Sorry, I am a fan of Off Campus, and
ये
I'm a fan
Freudian
of
slip हो गया तेरा.
I'm a fan of Heat and Rivalry also.
Yeah, tell us what are your favorite shows, and we can discuss this more.